Hello class and welcome to our 7th lecture series on microeconomics, and I am your instructor Jamal Haider. Okay, so to begin with, let's have a very quick review because till our last lecture, lecture 6, all the material that we have learned that's going to be tested in our midterm. So we'll talk about midterm in our coming slides. I have pasted the slides over there. So let's talk about a quick review regarding what we have learned in our cost of production. So we talked about that the marginal cost rises with the amount of output produced, right? So if you pay close attention here, let me, okay. So if you pay close attention here, so which one is the marginal cost here? A, B, C, D. So A is the marginal cost. Why? Because marginal cost cuts the average total cost, which is U-shaped, at its minimum. So if you see here, I have also pasted which one is MC, which one is ATC. So if you see, as more and more workers are hired, each additional workers contributes less and less to the production because firm has a limited amount of equipment. What was the tagline? Marginal cost rises with increase in output. You see here, it is like upward sloping. So the more you produce, the more will be our marginal cost. And then the average total cost curve is U-shaped. So which one is the average total cost? This one, A, T, C. You see, it's like a U-shaped curve, right? So at very low level of production, when we have 1 or 2 or 3 units to produce, right? The average total cost is highest. You see, it is the highest. Even though when you produce more, it is falling, but still it is highest. So at first, average total cost declines at output increases. So as long as you increase the production, it started decline, right? As output increases, it started to decreases, right? So the marginal cost curve crosses the average total cost curve at its minimum or at its efficient point. This is MC, this is ATC. So this is the property of MC. It always cuts or passes or intersects the average total cost at its minimum. So this is the bottom of U-shaped curve, which we call that efficient scale, right? And we saw that this is the miracle of average total cost curve, that we are producing more, but our cost is still declining. That is a very important concept for those who want to start their business in manufacturing as well, or those who want to do in service industry as well, or those who want to do some kind of tradings, or also if you want to join some MNCs and you are as a manager. So these concepts are very much important for you guys. So the next tagline was, when marginal cost curve is less than the average total cost curve. So you see this bottom. So on the left hand side, here we go, up till the intersection. So when marginal cost is, so at this point till this point, so we call that left hand side after the intersection, this left hand side, where MC is less than the average total cost. So what's going on here? The average total cost curve is, sorry, when marginal cost curve is less than the average total cost curve, the average total cost curve is falling. So you see the behavior, average total cost curve is falling. And MC, of course, when we produce more, MC rises, right? So the left hand side, where MC less than average total cost curve, So the characteristics of these curves are that the average total cost is falling. So what was the managerial implication we just discussed in our last lecture? So we discussed that if you found out that your MC is 5 and your ATC is 9, you don't need to make tables, draw graphs. Just call the production department, produce more. Why? Because when you produce more, your cost started to decrease, right? And that is good for you, right? And whenever MC, let me just remove all this mess here. So when MC is greater than, you see the upper portion here, this is the MC, which is above than our average total cost, which is the B1. And let me change the color here. So in this area, the right hand side after the the intersection here, MC is greater than ATC. So what's going on here? The average total cost curve is rising. See here, it's rising. So what is the tagline here? You ask your subordinate, or you were running your own business, you found out that your MC is greater than your average total cost, which is maybe 4. And what you need to do? You need to stop production, fire some daily wages workers, stop production, or if your factory is having a double shift, make it one shift, give holidays to your employees, because in that case you want to be back to the efficient scale. You want to reduce your average total cost. And why you want to do why you want to decrease your average total cost? Because we want to minimize our cost. Remember the profit maximization concept. We can maximize our profit by decreasing our cost, right? So our economic objective is to increase our profit, to maximize our profit, and our profit is maximum when we have a minimum average total cost. So that we like to stay here, right? Okay, so we are described. I just described all those quick and overview here. So please answer this concept checker. When a firm is operating at efficient scale, which one is true, or which multiple choice is going to be there? Who can answer? Oh, okay, I just pressed it. C. My bad. So C is the answer. Why is that? Because every total cost is minimum. Not every fixed cost. We don't have to do with the fixed cost. We don't have to do with the variable cost, because both average fixed cost and average variable cost makes up average total cost. So we have to minimize the average total cost. That's it. That area is called efficient scale. Now please answer this question. So Smith Star Company has a total fixed cost of 300,000 per year. The firm's average variable cost is 80 for 10,000 liters. At that level of output, the firm's average total cost equals, this is a little bit tricky. David.
Can you give me a bit of time to work out?
Sure. Anyone else?
I think maybe it's D.
You said it's D.
No, D. I said D.
Marilyn?
I'm thinking.
Faik? Sufyan? Isaac?
Yeah, I said D.
D. Sunho, Subhan, Rodrigo, Dijodi. David, did you solve it?
I'm about to do it now. Hang on. Give me a second. No, I've worked out. I don't know, 100, I guess. See.
The answer is D. Why D? So what is the total cost formula? Every total cost formula? Total cost divided by quantity, right? And what is the total cost? Fixed cost plus variable cost divided by quantity. How much we have the fixed cost? David?
300,000.
Right? And what is the variable cost? 80
8.
for 10,000 units. So it's 800,000, right?
Mhm.
And what is the quantity?
10,000.
10,000. Right? We have 1.1 million and then we have 10,000. Right? Answer is 110. Clear, David?
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, now let's talk about our midterm. So next week we are going to have our midterm, right? So a lot of students, they were worried about, what's going to be of the structure and how you are going to be grade our midterm exam. So I deliberately put this slide a little bit forward because I want everybody to join and then we talk about our midterm. So remember, our midterm exam is on 27th of April. Remember, there is no makeup exam, right? So if you somehow couldn't do this exam, then remember you have lost your 30%. You still have 70% to catch up, but you will lose that one. Okay, so this is a 30% of your overall evaluation. So this is not a joke. Okay. Okay, now regarding the contents, what's going to be in our midterm exam? So they're going to be part 1 and part 2. In part 1, I'm going to give you separate part 1 and part 2. The part 1 going to be true, false, and MCQs. Multiple choice question like we just did, the multiple choice questions, concept checkers, right? Practical examples, you need to pick the right answer. And the true, false, whether this statement is true or false, that's it, right? So I'm going to be testing you guys heavily on part 1. So now how you are going to answer it? So you are going to answer it on a Word file. So I'm going to give you a Word file, giving you a column. They're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So for example, it's part 1 true, false. For example, I have a 10 true, false like this. 1, 2, 3, 10. So there's going to be a space here. All you have to do, you need to write on your computer, okay, this is true, you write true. This is false, you write false. This is true, 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 right? That's it. You can type or you can use this lead pencil or you can take a paper in front of you guys or you can fill it out. And then